And I don't know the year that the church was built.
Right.
The school. I know it was just a little old schoolhouse in the back. And
Right.
my grandfather used to go to school here. They lived right across the creek. I mean, the swamp there. And they would walk here to go to church, go to school. This is everything it was. And they all just grew up here. There was 5 of them all together. Grandma raised all of them. They had mule and cart.
Yeah,
That's how they got
Well, I
around,
remember mules. My grandpa still had 2 or 3 when I was little using them.
And then this road, it was all dirt road.
I
Even
imagine.
when I was coming
you can
up,
remember that.
I remember them paving this road.
Yeah.
But all my family grew up here. Like I said, on Sundays, revival week, this place was packed. I mean, cars, people just lined all up as far as you could see. And they'd have the service out here. A lot of lives saved out here.
A lot of people saved.
A lot of people
saved. Yesterday when I was looking in there, I said, I bet a lot of songs have been sung. A lot of souls have been saved.
It's been, people, I think it's mostly teenagers and stuff over the years had went in there and just tore that church up.
I had a house of mine that I weren't in. And people they'll break in and tear them all to pieces.
It's just terrible the way. It used to be the old piano sit up in there even after my mom passed away, and she passed away in 99. The piano was still up in there.
Was it?
Yeah. But now I think it's just all destroyed. And sometimes if you look, stay over there, me and her both as witnesses. My mama has seen her daddy, the figure, standing over there in that window when he passed away, and I've seen my mom over there, I know it was her that was standing there.
I've been back in the woods, and pray. And I'm like, Lord, have I gone crazy? I found an old stove, the bottom drawer in a stove, and I don't know what was telling me to do. I flipped it over and laid it upside down, and nobody lived back there. It was junk stove. And then I found some bricks, and I named the bricks of people I know, and every one of them has been saved.
Wow.
Every one of them, and you know what? And I'm like, God, am I crazy? You know what I mean?
Right.
Am I crazy? I'm doing this, and I'm walking in the dark, going out looking at the sky, and I'm like, am I crazy? And then I seen it took a while. They didn't all get saved next week.
Right.
3 of them right away, and the last one, long time, rebellion, and then, and I wasn't like I hung with them no more. You know what I'm saying? Times have changed, but it's amazing, and people can't see it with their normal eyes. And they won't believe it. They explain it out. But no, so you've got like basically your family all through the years.
My great grandparents are buried in the back. My grandparents, my mama's mom and dad is right here in the front. Her brother is right here. This is my mom. And then right on back, I got a baby nephew. He's buried right behind the tombstone after my mom. I've got cousins buried out here. All this is family.
What about you when you pass away?
I'm not sure if I want to be buried or cremated. I think I'd love to be buried out here with my mom.
Well, I don't have the money. The problem is I ain't got the money. You know what I mean? That's why,
And it's very expensive because it costs a lot to bury our mom, but we tried to do it, the best that we could. And thank the Lord, that they let us pay in payments. So that's how we got mom done.
Well, I don't have a place to, I know my dad's got a spot, and by my grandparents and all, at a church, where I live, right, actually just catty corner across from my house, but I don't have a place yet, and I haven't talked with the church about a place at all, a spot. That helps a lot if you're a church member and you get a spot. That saves from not buying a plot.
This place was donated to the Gaskins and Mitchums and Thomas's family. It was all donated. Okay. All this land was family owned. And it was donated for the cemetery. I bet you it was hundreds of acres
at one time. Like where I live,
back.
I don't have no land, but if you go down my family line, they just keep passing it, and everybody wants to have a pile of kids, so you keep splitting it up, and that's why everybody's got just a little bit of land.
Well, they welcome anybody out here to be buried. $250. No, it didn't cost us anything because we come and we take care of it.
Right,
but
I see that.
For a place out here.
Did y'all work out here like yesterday or something? I could see something raking on the other side, because I parked and I went up under those shade trees there.
It might have been somebody.
Well,
we all tried, everybody's got family. I know my Aunt Mary and them's got a son back here that passed away last year. and she keeps that corner back there pretty much cleared. And me and Nene try to keep up here clear from my mom. She always comes and helps me. And I've got brothers, but they all just seem to be busy and doing what they do, you know. And I don't knock them for that. And when I got the time, I don't mind coming out here doing it at all. I know we all love her just the same. It doesn't matter. And I don't just put it out here for me. I put it out for my brothers. And I got one stepsister that's here that, you know, that my mom had. But
that's like me. There's a graveyard. I don't even know the name of it. I just know where it's out past me. And a friend of mine, I didn't meet him till I was grown. He come down from Ohio, and back then we were on CBs talking, Breaker 19 and all, and he became a friend. Well, his son passed away, and they buried him. Well, he had to go back and move to Ohio, so I would go and not even tell him. I'd go and straighten up his grave a little now and then, and I still do. Went by there not just about 3 weeks ago, and maybe 2 weeks ago, but my friend passed away, and so now, you know, it's sad because the boy was about 19.
Wow.
You know, but anyway, you'd have no idea when it was built. Because it's got woodside shingles, so I know it weren't built.
Was born January the 27th, 1923. So it was built before this little school was built before my granddad. So it was, you know, back in the early 1900s, but, you know, late 1800s.
I know Little House on the Prairie is a movie, you know, but it was written from a woman, you know, written it. And I didn't know this till just recently. I used to watch it when I was a kid. But actually, they used the church as a school, too. You know, the church was the school. So that's probably what it was, the school and the church. But there's not a lot of houses through here.
Do
you think a lot's gone?
It's not. It was never built. This was all wood.
So on Sunday morning, people got on their mules to come to church.
They went to church. Yes, a lot of people barefooted. I mean, my granddaddy and them didn't have shoes, and they were back here, like I said. They grew up in a little old country house back here. You turn off W.T. Lane, Gaskins
I know
Lane.
there's a dirt road. I ain't been down it in probably since the late 80s, but I used to say, well, this is government property. You know, I didn't know whose property it was. Well, I was just driving through, and I'm like, man, there's some houses in here. I said, they must have the property and passing it through the family and stuff, because it was probably before it ever became government property that was owned.
Well, I know that Papa grew up back there, and I can remember us going there, and Mama in the old wood stove. I mean, that's how they cooked on the old stove, and I remember all of that. And Grandma, now it was probably built after Grandma, and I'm not sure. I'd have to walk back there to the grave to see what year she was built, because I don't remember none of that. But I know that they all went to school and church here, and they walked from over here. I mean, they would walk all the way down Green Bay Road to the store, get, you know, whatever they needed, the little bit that they could afford.
I bet you it weren't, but like, say third grade be 2 kids, and they all be in the same. Don't you imagine? Kind. Then it'd be some first graders, 1 or 2, and then it'd be somebody
high school.
And not only that, I'm pretty sure it was farming here.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, that's where they made it.
Well, I heard my grandpa before he passed away, you know, years ago. He's like the hero of my life, because your parents are working. Your grandmas and grandpas are the ones that would babysit you. And he told me how he walked to school barefooted, but he got took out in the 4th grade. But he said he hadn't went much anyway, because they'd take him out the farm. He had to work in the farm and all. And he did tell me that when they went somewhere in the winter time, and it's just Conway, it's the same temperature as here. He said that they would drink a little bit of hot water. Kids, you know, they drank some hot. His mom passed away when he was 5. But they'd drink some hot water, and they'd put some horse blankets on them on the trailer, you know, on the wagon, the horse wagon, to go to town, which was about, from where he lived at that time, was about 8 miles from town. And you buy a live chicken, you know, with his feet tied together, hung upside down, his head turned. I mean, I've killed a lot of chickens. Oh, I shouldn't be saying that. But animal people. But you know, we ate them.
That's what we did.
We didn't cut their heads. We didn't cut their heads off and pluck them just for fun.
That was food. That's how we survived.
Yeah, and I can remember my great grandma. You know, it was time to kill a chicken. She'd go out there and pick one of the roosters, because you know, you get the rooster. You only need one rooster.
That's right.
You go out there and you grab him by his head, and I thought she looked like she was cranking him up and going down, you know.
That's right. Well, all over.
Anyway, I forgot your name already. So that's
Peggy.
Peggy. My name is James, and I'm going to really enjoy this, and I thank you a lot.
You're
I
welcome.
thank you a lot. If you get on the internet and look for James M. Chestnut, there'll be another one that's a preacher, but that's not me, because you hear my voice? He's got the deep voice, you know. You better get right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's what
but
we
no,
say.
I looked my own self up one time, and there was more of this guy than there was me. He must have the same exact name, you know, James M. Chestnut. You'll probably forget it if you like me. See,
So-
I keep forgetting your name, Peggy, and I know people named that. You know. All right, I'm going to go because I got to get back to Conway because my days has got to start back in doing the things I have to do.
That's right.
But I enjoyed camping, and I'm glad. I don't know where the person is. I know they're not around here, but they were asking me questions. They also said it looks green. I said it's where I live. It's pine trees and live oaks,
That's exactly
and that's what's
right.
green. See, oh yeah. By the way, if
Yeah.
you see this one, look at these trees. See, it's just certain trees look green.
And
But
the
back in the
oaks-
back, you see live oaks back there
yeah,
and all.
It's beautiful. Now
and-
in the summer when everything's
Oh,
on,
yeah,
it's
I've been
a
through. It's been-
beautiful place.
I cut through here and I never stop. I'd be cutting through just because I loved. I'd rather ride back to back roads than to take all the way from
That's
Charleston straight into
That's right.
Georgetown and then 701 in. I'd rather kind of jump on 41 and take my time, you know.
Yeah.
Just to get from Charleston, you probably could get on a horse and beat me because I like to take my time and stop.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
That's how you learn stuff. So.
Well, and like my dad, every time we just to go from Charleston to Conway to see the doctor or something, you know, he don't stop and eat at McDonald's or something. He's got the cooler with some ham, you know, deli ham,
right.
mayonnaise and all. We just pull
Chicken
side the road.
blanket.
We just pull right side the road and make a sandwich and talk right and never have to get out the truck. Hey, well, thank you very much,
You're
Peggy.
very welcome.
And it was really nice to meet you.
You too.
Uh-huh. Well, there you go. See? Someone knew a little information on the church. And I'm assuming, because there is a campground, primitive on the other side, and there is a campground. I've been to it years ago, and it's called Halfway Creek Campground. And it's in Francis Marion National Forest. And this is called Halfway Creek. I don't know how good it can see, but Halfway Creek Cemetery. Oh, she didn't know what year it started, but look, right there, 1828. I am pretty sure the church was started before that. So anyway, look at it. Old church, 1828. Oh my gosh. Yep, this is an old cemetery. If the cemetery's 1828, that church was built before that. Or either they were having church under leather skins. Okay. This was enjoyable. And the guy that asked me about it, I am so happy you did that. That is the first time I've ever kind of halfway interviewed somebody. And it was interesting. And she told a lot more than that before I started filming. All right, take care. I got to get on home.